From a dream to disaster, the heartbreaking saga of a vintage cruise ship. This is from G Captain and it was published on the 19th of September 2024. The advertisement was easily overlooked, a dilapidated cruise ship for sale on Craigslist in 2008. But for Chris Wilson, a tech entrepreneur from Utah, it was a siren's call. That simple click led him to a 15-year odyssey of passion, toil, and over $1 million in expenses and ultimate sinking heartbreak. This vintage cruise ship was no mere vessel, stretching over 300 feet, with 85 cabins, a swimming pool, and a theater. She was launched in 1955 as the Wehrapin von Amberg, Germany's first significant passenger liner post-World War II. Enamored by her storied past, Wilson struck a deal and secured his own floating piece of history. He relocated the ship to Rio Vista, California, and renaming her Aurora. Alongside his partner, Jin Lee, Wilson moved aboard and dedicated himself to her resurrection. With no prior maritime experience, but fueled by determination, they meticulously restored key areas, transforming rust and neglect into revived grandeur. Yet adversity loomed, locals viewed the massive ship with suspicion, and environmental concerns grew after nearby vessels sank. Authorities issued eviction notices, and logistical challenges made relocating the ship nearly impossible. In October of 2023, under mounting pressure, Wilson made the agonizing decision to sell the ship to someone he believed shared his vision. But 7 months later, tragedy struck. The Aurora began to sink, leaking fuel into the Delta. The U.S. Coast Guard intervened, declaring her a hazard. Wilson was heartbroken. "It haunts me and I lose sleep over it," he confessed to CNN. Accused of abandonment, he maintained he cared for the ship meticulously during his tenure. Now the Aurora faces an uncertain fate and likely destined for scrap. Reflecting on his journey, Wilson owes no regrets. The Aurora was more than a ship, she was a living relic that captured his imagination. As of now, the ship remains in a state of uncertainty. After being refloated by the U.S. Coast Guard, the city of Stockton has taken custody of the vessel, declaring it a public hazard and an environmental risk. Officials are currently assessing options for her disposal, which may include dismantling and scrapping. Unless a last-minute reprieve emerges, the once proud ship that symbolized so much to Wilson and maritime history alike is poised to meet an unceremonious end. Wilson, though no longer the owner, still harbors a glimmer of hope that the Aurora might yet be saved, preserving her legacy for future generations. Chris Wilson's 15-year quest to revive the historic cruise liner has ended in sorrow, and the Aurora is likely destined for scrap. Despite this outcome, Wilson owes no regrets, his experience highlighting the fragile future of maritime heritage as ships like the Aurora and the SS United States face uncertain fates. This guy took on a monumental project. This is a huge ship that needed a lot of work. Nearly impossible for one person to make this happen. But I have to say, he got a lot closer to success than the SS United States ever did. He actually did work on her, he made her look nice, but ultimately he ended up losing the battle.